Right? Clause 9.1. Monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation. Let me guess. You've got a dashboard. It's got a big number on it. The number goes up, and every month someone screenshots that number, drops it into a slide deck, and says the word posture with a straight face. Cute. Here's the thing. That number is almost certainly measuring how busy your security tooling is, not whether your security works. And those are completely different questions. We blocked 4 million threats this quarter. Okay, out of how many? Were any of them aimed at you specifically? Or is that just the internet breathing on your firewall? Did anything get through? Would you know? How long would it take you to find out? The answer, for most companies I talk to, is no idea. But the number's big, so it feels like progress. It isn't. That's a metric about the weather, not about your roof. So let's do what the clause actually says, because it's short and it's brutally specific, and most people have never actually read it. 9.1 says the organization shall determine 4 things: what needs to be monitored and measured, the methods for monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation, and those methods have to produce valid results when it gets performed. And who analyses and evaluates the results, then you retain appropriate documented information as evidence that you did it. And here's the bit everyone skims. You have to evaluate 2 separate things: the information security performance and the effectiveness of the information security management system. 2 things: performance and effectiveness. Stay with me, because that distinction is the whole clause. Performance is the thing running. Effectiveness is the thing working. Your antivirus is deployed on 98% of endpoints. That's performance. Fine, good. Now tell me, when something nasty landed on one of those endpoints, did anyone notice, and how fast? That's effectiveness. And you'll notice one of those is easy to pull from a console, and the other one requires you to actually think. Guess which one ends up in the report? Let me make this concrete. Say you're a small SaaS company. 30 people, maybe 40. You've got Dave, who is your DevOps lead, your incident responder, your access reviewer, and, on the days the calendar hates him, your security officer. Dave is doing 4 jobs. Dave is the single point of failure you've documented as a process. Dave's monthly security report says 240 phishing emails quarantined, 99% uptime, 0 incidents. Sounds great. Watch what happens when you actually interrogate it. 240 phishing emails quarantined tells you the filter is on. It does not tell you how many got through to inboxes. It does not tell you what people did with the ones that got through. 0 incidents doesn't mean nothing happened. 0 incidents can mean nobody reported anything, which can mean nobody knows how to report anything, which is a genuinely worse position than having incidents. 0 incidents is not a security metric. 0 incidents is a smoke detector with the battery taken out. Very quiet. Extremely quiet. So what does a metric that actually earns its place look like? It answers a question you'd be frightened to ask out loud. How long between a critical vulnerability being published and it being patched on our production systems? Not, we have a patching policy. The actual number of days, measured when we ran an access review. How many accounts should not have existed? People who left contractors from a project that ended last year. That number tells you whether your joiner mover leaver process is real or ceremonial. How many of our alerts last quarter were false positives? Because if it's most of them, your team has stopped reading alerts, and you have bought a very expensive machine for generating noise that everyone ignores when someone reported something suspicious. How long until a human looked at it, and how many people reported anything at all? Because if that number is 0, that's not a clean bill of health. That's silence. See the pattern. Every one of those has a direction of travel and a threshold you can fail. That's the test. If your metric cannot go wrong, it isn't measuring anything, it's decoration. Now, the other 3 parts of the clause, quickly, because they're where people lose easy marks. Methods. Your method has to produce valid, comparable results. If you measure patch time by hand in a spreadsheet 1 month and pull it from a tool the next, you haven't got a trend. You've got 2 unrelated numbers standing next to each other looking awkward when, pick a frequency and write it down. Monthly for the operational stuff, quarterly for the slower things, and the frequency has to be honest. If you write monthly and you do it twice a year, you haven't got a control gap. You've got a documented lie with your signature on it. Who? Name the role that analyses and evaluates, and here's a small thing that matters. The person analyzing the result should not be the only person whose performance that result reflects. If Dave measures Dave, marks Dave's homework, and reports on Dave, you have not built an evaluation. You've built a mirror. Keep the evidence. Whatever you produce, keep it dated. So there's a trail showing this actually happened on the cadence you claimed. And look quickly so you know where this sits. 9.1 is not your internal audit. That's 9.2. It's not your management review. That's 9.3. 9.1 is the raw material. Both of those eat. Get it wrong and you're auditing fiction and reviewing vibes. So here's your dare. Open your current security report, the one you'd actually hand an auditor. Go down it line by line and ask one question of every single metric. What decision would I make differently if this number got worse? If the answer is nothing, delete it right there. Don't soften it. Don't move it to an appendix. Delete it. Place it with one number that could genuinely embarrass you. If your whole report survives that, either you're doing this properly or you're not asking hard enough questions. Be honest with yourself about which one it is.